Okay. Hey, fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I am joined by none other than Adam Smith of Sky Sports. How are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm very excited.
Yeah?
I'm pleased that you're over here.
Yeah.
As are so many media, it's wonderful to see. Gennady Golovkin is an international attraction. It's fantastic that he's come to London. And we've got a wonderful story in Kell Brook, leaping up in weight, daring to be great, as Eddie keeps saying, and having the chance after 36 unbeaten fights. He's never had this sort of massive opportunity. Here it is. He starts a huge underdog against Golovkin, but I look at it two ways. I look at it that it's terrific having arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world in London, and also that Kell has the chance, which, a few weeks ago he was nowhere near.
This fight sold out in, 11 minutes?
9, 10, 11, not sure Eddie changes it by the day, but it sold out very, very quickly. And I think it's going to be a special atmosphere at the O2. It's really become AJ's fortress, Joshua's fortress, and he's brought a new audience into boxing, a more casual fan base. My mum, my wife, they love Anthony Joshua. They want to be there around him. I think it'll be really interesting to see what the mix is on Saturday night. Will it be more sort of tradey boxing fans, or has boxing really gone through that roof now, and that you want to see, because everyone knows it's going to be a great night. You're going to have a terrific undercard. There's a fantastic event. It'll be interesting to see the mix. I think it's going to be a good one.
Well, based on what you've been able to see, obviously I'm over in America, so people are buzzing over there about this fight. But being here in the UK, have you noticed that more people are weighing towards Brook or Golovkin?
I think everybody I've spoken to thinks Gennady Golovkin's going to win outside of Kell Brook's own camp. I've known the Sheffield stable, Brendan Ingles group for over 20 years. I worked with Prince Nassim Hamid. Obviously, Johnny I know inside and out because I work with him on a daily basis. Isham Pickering, Junior Witter, Harold Graham was a little bit before my time of interviewing, but I've been around Ryan Rhodes and all these guys that have come through the gym, and it's a special environment, and often they're underdogs, often their backs are against the wall, and often they find a way. They're very, very confident that Kell will find a way. They believe in his natural ability. They believe in his hunger, his desire, that he's a very, very special talent. What I will say is I think he's probably the most talented fighter that Golovkin would have faced as a professional. But, he is a welterweight going up, and I think that is a big ask.
What does that say about boxing when you can't even get the guys in the top 10 to face Gennady Golovkin, but you got guys who are jumping up 2 weight classes to do what many are seeing as impossible? Not necessarily impossible, but just a hard task.
So you don't know, and you don't know, or sometimes you don't know the truth, whether they're all, in quotes, running scared or whatever. We would all love to see Golovkin against Alvarez. We get Alvarez against Liam Smith, which is very interesting for us, and we get Golovkin against Kell Brook, which is obviously fascinating on Saturday night. I think it's just terrific. I think what it does show is that British boxing's on a real high. We've got 14 world champions. We could have 15 on Saturday night if Charlie Edwards manages to put it off in his 9th fight. I think that's an incredible opportunity for him, like it is for Kell Brook. And I think that's what Eddie's creating. He's creating opportunities for fighters. Win, lose or draw, they're doing it. Amir Khan went in with Canelo. Few gave him a chance. He outboxed him for a few rounds and then lost. But they're trying and they're going for it. And I think that's a really, really important message for sport.
How does each guy win? How does Gennady Golovkin win, and how does Kell Brook win?
Gennady Golovkin is so powerful, isn't he, to head and to body, but he's also so brilliant in a ring at judging distance. He's great at manoeuvring an opponent around the ring and controlling it and working at his own pace. Are there weaknesses? He does get hit occasionally. His feet may not be as quick as some, but he doesn't have many, let's be honest. His arsenal is very complete. What I love about him is that he hits as hard to the body as he does to the head. I think body shots could be very crucial in this fight. Golovkin will do what he does, which is he will stalk Brook. He's got a very, very underrated boxing skill, 345 wins as an amateur. Say that. He's got great pedigree. Olympic silver medalist, world champion gold. He can box when he wants to. He just hasn't ever needed to do anything, almost out of third gear, really. So I think Golovkin will do what he does. He'll stalk, he'll pressure, and he'll want to land early on Kell so that Kell tastes that power. What does Kell do? There's 2 ways I think Kell Brook can go into this fight. One is to take a massive risk. Okay, if everyone's writing him off, why not? He's fresh, he's strong, he's confident, he goes for him early. He can hit Kell, he's got uppercuts which may be susceptible, Golovkin with his style, possibly work, but it's high risk, he could get knocked out early doing that. The more likely scenario is that he tries to find a way to outbox him, to frustrate him, to use his feet, his adaptability, that extra speed he'll probably be carrying up to welterweight, although we don't know until he gets in the ring how quick he'll be. But I think that's what we're looking at, trying to do it over 12 rounds. You know, I remember when Junior Witter went in with Zab Judah, you know, it was a fight really probably Witter shouldn't have taken, but he ran all night, but he got through the fight, he got through the distance, and that's what Brendan's style has always been, and Dominic would have taken that in. Not to be hit, get out. Kell looks nervous to me, which means he'll be fighting on fear. He should be sharp. Whether that's enough over 12 rounds to get him through with the weight difference, body shots, the tough come forward Golovkin. 5-6 rounds, you wonder how much will be there for Kell, especially in his legs. A lot of questions to be answered Saturday night. Golovkin starts a huge favourite, and rightly so. But if Kell Brook can pull it off, I think it ranks right up there as one of the biggest upsets of all time.
Does Kell Brook stay at 160, win or lose? Because we do know he has had an issue making 147. He's admitted that it drains him too much, doesn't give him much energy. We've seen him this week with a lot of energy. Very different media week experience with Kell Brook. So do you think that he vacates his title at 147 and maybe even stays at 154?
I think the last couple of months have taught Kell Brook quite a lot. I think he's a happy fighter now because he's not had to drain himself down. He was going to fight Jesse Vargas, remember, at 147, so somehow he would have made the weight for that, and that fight would have gone on. I think that it's an open secret that he's been struggling for quite a long time. You know, Johnny's very close to him, and I know that they were thinking about putting him up to light middle a while ago. So I think that's given him a freedom. Whether he should have gone up to middleweight, not only fighting a middleweight, but the best middleweight, well, we'll find out on Saturday. But certainly I think he's around the light middleweight division anyway now. So I would, win, lose or draw, I'd be surprised to see him stay around the middleweight division. But you know what? If you get a fight with Alvarez, you never know. Would he have more chance of being Alvarez than he would Golovkin? That's a possibility. The fight I still want to see, and we've all waited for, is Amir Khan, and it's a fight that if Kell does really well but doesn't win on Saturday can be made. You'd have thought, come on, they've both tried, they've both gone up, it's time to get it on the Battle of Britain. That's a fight I still want to make, but let's get Saturday done first. As I said, there are so many questions to be answered. We'll find so much more out about Kell Brook in a ring on Saturday night, more than we've ever found out before, and we might find out more about Gennady Golovkin.
Hey, fight fans, speaking of, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.